Hello everyone. I will briefly introduce our handover solution, the experiments we ran, and how the system was implemented on site. The method we propose is called HARTS, Hand-Conditioned Adaptive Reliability Target Streaming. Our main message is simple. In handover, the robot does not just need the best detection in a single frame. It needs a target stream that is fresh, temporally valid, and ready for servo control. HARTS treats each camera as a causal source of reliability. Depending on occlusion, it chooses binocular fusion or a reliable monocular view, and it only publishes targets that are bounded, fresh, and geometrically plausible. Here is the problem. Perception output and controller input are not the same thing. During handover, the human hand is necessary for the task, but it also hides part of the container and can remove depth support. A detector may still return a plausible object center, but that does not mean the robot should follow it. In our stream, each published target includes time, position, validity, and a source or quality label. Under hand-object occlusion, we mainly see 4 failure modes: semantic dropout, view asymmetric jumps, stale reuse, and lag. So the key idea is not to average the two cameras unconditionally. HARTS first asks which view is reliable now, and then asks whether the target is safe to publish. HARTS sits between recognition and robot servoing. The robot is not consuming raw detections, it is consuming a command stream. In container handover, the two RGBD cameras become reliable and unreliable at different moments because the hand occludes the object from different directions. HARTS therefore estimates reliability over time, selects the appropriate visual support, and publishes a target only after it passes servo-side safety checks. This slide shows the system implementation. The interface visualizes the state machine and camera views, so we can start the handover pipeline quickly and access gripper calibration or parameter settings when needed. The flexible gripper is the final end effector in the system. After visual servoing brings the container close enough, the gripper completes the grasp. Its 2-finger parallel structure, large contact pads, and mechanical compliance make it tolerant to small positioning errors, container orientation changes, and target fluctuations caused by hand occlusion. It is mounted on a UR5 arm and driven by a CAN-controlled motor, with an adjustable opening range from 0 to 100 mm. During approach, it opens wide first, then closes, reaches slightly inward, and holds according to the task state machine. Because we do not use wrist force sensors or tactile arrays, contact is inferred from motor power, speed, and aperture changes. Overall, the design combines compliance, low-speed approach, and motor feedback to make container capture safer and more robust. The HARTS pipeline has 4 layers. First, candidate generation turns recognition output into object-backed 3D candidates and builds a hand-conditioned anchor. Second, reliability update evaluates each camera over time. This part is causal. The current candidate is tested before it is allowed to improve its own reliability prior. Third, support selection decides whether to use binocular fusion or a single reliable view. Finally, the publication layer converts the selected object estimate into a target command that satisfies robot-side constraints. The decoder on this slide is the core. When the two cameras agree, HARTS fuses them. When they disagree moderately, it compares their reliability and rejects the weaker view only when the evidence is strong enough. When disagreement is very large, it falls back to the view closest to the previous track, or to the highest confidence view if no track exists. The important point is that rejection is based on causal reliability evidence, not on a single suspicious frame. This slide makes the behavior more visual. On the left, we compare the published target with the left camera estimate, the right camera estimate, and the ground truth reference. The background color shows how reliability shifts between the two views over time. When one view becomes jittery because of depth noise, its weight is reduced. When a view loses object evidence because of occlusion, the system can switch support instead of averaging corrupted information. On the right, the ablation results show that each module removes a different failure mode. HARTS is therefore not just a smoother. It is a reliability-based support selection and publication system. To test the method in a real closed loop, we ran 288 live one-shot CORSMAL trials rather than only offline video replay. The setup covered 4 cups, 3 grasping positions, 3 motion directions, 2 filling states, and 4 volunteers. In every trial, the robot used the target stream produced by HARTS while facing hand-object occlusion and view-dependent recognition instability. The online system achieved a score of 95.15, which shows that HARTS can turn noisy binocular perception into targets that are stable enough for practical handover. These on-site competition results are important because they test the whole chain, not only perception. The robot had to detect the container, track a publishable target, move into position, and complete the handover. The stable target flow from HARTS was able to support this full process under real competition conditions. The remaining failures were not spread evenly across all cases. They were concentrated in one flat container case. After reviewing the recognition output, we found that this case lacked reliable target semantic labels, so the detection degraded toward hand detection. The hand-referenced surrogate then produced a larger offset along the tabletop normal. For flat containers, that vertical offset directly reduced target accuracy. This points to a clear next step, improving semantic support for low-height objects and reducing vertical bias in the surrogate target. That concludes the presentation. In summary, HARTS focuses on the command stream that the robot can actually use. By combining causal reliability estimation, adaptive view support, and publication checks, it makes handover targets more stable under hand-object occlusion. Thank you.